explained to say, my ex and I are in the same circles. I'm friends with the girls, and he's friends with the guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, two of my friends are getting married to his friends, right? Initially, the question I had asked was that, is it okay for me? Is it okay if I didn't attend the wedding? Because I was supposed to be on the wedding lineup, but then I removed myself from the lineup because my ex is on the same lineup.
Right. I think I
Because he's
remember
friends with
this.
the guys.
Right. Okay.
Yes. But but then what ended up happening was I removed myself from the lineup. In as much as my friends were not happy with that, they understood, but they told me no, at least you should attend the wedding, which I agreed to, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm being told that my ex is now dating a former colleague of mine, and he's been taking her to rehearsal with him. And this former colleague was a friend, not a close friend, but a friend, yeah. And every time I would like ask him about it, because they would flirt in my face, because my ex is also a former colleague, by the way. They would flirt in my face, and every time I like try to hold him accountable, he would say, "No, you're being delusional, you're being insecure," and so on. And then it turns out that when we broke up, he started dating this girl, and he's been taking her to our circle of friends.
Okay.
So, so now my question is it going to look bad if I don't attend the wedding? Because it's okay for him to move on because we've been broken up for like 6
Hold on.
months
Time out.
now,
Time out.
and I knew.
It wasn't this the first question you asked when you called in?
Sorry?
You've called in before, right?
Yes.
Didn't
I
you?
think the first question I asked before he introduced his girlfriend, who is also a mutual friend, right? His girlfriend to my group of friends, to our circle of friends.
Right.
I had asked if it was okay if I didn't attend the wedding, and he told me, no, she's your friend. Forget about your ex, you're doing it for your friend, and so on. But now that there's this girl in the picture, right, and the chances of him bringing the girl to the wedding are very high because already he's introducing her to our circle of friends, and this is someone I know. I feel like I would be more comfortable if it were someone I didn't know. But then you're not going to date someone you were cheating on me with and expect me to
So
bring
let me
someone
ask you
else.
this. Let me ask you this. Hold on. Hold on. Let me ask you this. So, does your friend who's throwing the wedding know that he was dealing with this woman, or showcase interest in this woman before you two broke up?
Yes, because I would complain to them,
Okay.
right? They
So
were
so
close
she's
friends,
still
so
so
I would.
hold on, love. You don't have to expound. Just answer
Okay.
specifically the question that I'm asking you. So
Okay.
so she's allowing this woman to come to her wedding knowing the history in the situation.
So the thing is, she said she wouldn't give him a +1 card because he's on the wedding lineup, so he doesn't need a card. She said she wasn't going to give him a card, but then he's friends with her fiance and not her. So the chances of her man giving him a card for his now current girlfriend are very high because she has no control over that.
So you don't
She's
know
loyal to
you
him.
hold on, love. You don't know if she's going or not then.
No,
Okay.
I don't know. Because I had a conversation with my friend and she said, no, I'm not giving her a card, so she's not coming. So I'm not sure
You
because
can't
everything
ask
is
hold on, love. You have to stop rambling, okay? Just answer the question I'm asking, okay?
okay.
So you can't ask the woman to ask her soon to be husband whether or not he's going to give your ex boyfriend a +1.
I guess I could.
You absolutely could. Why have you not done that?
Mm, I would do that. I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I'm sure he'll do things to make her happy. What I told you originally was that you were just avoiding the situation entirely. It sounds like you still want to avoid the situation entirely. That's why you just didn't even think of new solutions. So this is a very simple
Mm.
solution. Just if she already has agreed that she's not giving the +1, she just needs to extend that to the husband as well. If you get clarity that this woman will not be there, then go support your friend. If your friend tells you that she can't stop it, then don't go. That's going to be understandable. If she doesn't understand that, she's not a good friend.
Okay, I guess that works. And another question. Thanks for responding to this particular one.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we are, we're in the same circles. So he ends up with this particular girl. Who knows? Maybe they'll even end up getting married.
Yeah.
So now, how do I work around that? Because even for my friend, that's her man's friend. So obviously, to some extent, you have to tolerate the girl, to entertain the girl.
Hold on.
Because that's her man's friend's wife. Let's say if they were to end up together, because it seems to be a serious relationship.
Okay.
Because he's flaunting her all over his socials and so on.
Right.
So it could be a serious relationship. So what happens if they end up together? And I'm still playing with my friends. They're my close friends. But how do I remove myself from that awkward situation? Because obviously, it will mean us being in the same circles, his girlfriend inclusive, and the fact that it's someone he was cheating on me with, I don't think I would be okay with that. So how do I now? Do I remove myself from my circle of friends? Do I?
No, I would communicate that to them. Considering if this was just a new woman that he was having around, I would say try to get over it, right? Which I think was the first thing I told you. Because at first it wasn't, you didn't have this additional variable of the woman that he is dealing with was somebody who he was dealing with while being with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's understandable. Considering that you now have that information, if you were to share that with your friends, he is the one who demonstrated poor character. So if there's anyone who should be excommunicated from the friend group, it should be him. If they're unwilling to do that and they lack the empathy to understand that you don't want to be around, one, your ex, and then two, the woman your ex was cheating on you with, then you just have a poor circle of friends and you must replace them.
Okay.
I think any reasonable friend would be like, well, if this is a situation where I have to choose between these two parties, I'm going to choose her, especially considering he's the one. This is like a Tyler Perry movie when Buddy was bringing his new work to the dinner. You know what I mean? Like, this is a very simple, easy situation for all parties involved. So if there's any kind of pushback you get on this, I'm not saying frame it as an ultimatum. I'm just saying share how you feel about the situation. Your friends really are reasonable people who care about you and love you. I think they'll understand and they'll put a stop to it. If not, then you have the clarity that these people aren't who you thought they were.
Okay. And also, me venting to my friend, telling her I'm uncomfortable with him actually taking his person around my friends, like when my friends even entertain this particular person, when she's with him at the rehearsal, would it be that I'm overreacting, or it's actually a reasonable thing to do to ask her not to entertain that? Because I removed myself from the lineup knowing that he would do something funny like that, but I didn't know he would actually get a former colleague, right?
Wait,
I didn't know it was that particular person.
I didn't get that point. Can you repeat that, please?
So the reason I removed myself from the lineup was because of such situations, because somehow I knew he was capable of doing such a thing when he brings his girlfriend, regardless of who it is, right? I knew he would one day show up with a girl just to rub it into my face, right?
Okay.
But what I didn't know is who this person will be, right? But now that it's someone I actually know, someone who's cheating on me with, and let's say if I was to go to my friends and complain to say I don't like him bringing that girl around you guys, would that be reasonable, or should I allow it? Him taking the girl where my friends are, like during rehearsal and all. Should I let it go? Should I allow it?
During rehearsal for the wedding?
Yes, for the wedding. So it also puts my friends in an awkward situation.
Okay, look, we're overcomplicating it. So if you're going to be in the wedding, then the stipulation that you have is that you don't want the woman that your man was cheating on you with to be invited. It's just that simple. So that means everything dealing with the wedding. Reasonable people will understand that. If they don't understand that, they're not reasonable people. Okay?
Okay, thank you. I'll communicate that.
All right, love. Best of luck to you. All right. I understand where she's coming from, but also she felt this exact same way before the girl was in the picture. When it was just him coming to the wedding by himself, she was just as gung-ho about like not attending. So I think this is mainly about like just not seeing him. Let me see. She's not going to communicate the way you advise. Maybe not. Hello. Hello? All right. How do you think she's going to communicate it, CC? Hello. Hey, how you doing? Whoa, there's a lot of feedback.
I'm sorry. Is it still bad?
Let me see. Yeah, there's a big echo.
Oh, hold on. Let me try changing rooms. This room's kind of empty.
Okay. I barely hear it now, though.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's going on?
So, I watch you all the time, so I just guess I never put this in my own personal perspective. So, back history real quick. Me and my boyfriend, we met in college in like 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just friends at first, then eventually started dating, but he wasn't on campus. So we really only hung out or see each other on weekends, and, we would just FaceTime calls at night. Like, as long as I'm busy and he's handling business, I was never really like, oh, you need to come see me every day. Whenever we had time, we just had time. Fast forward, I graduated in December, and with me graduating, like, my mom's house is a little far. And so we decided to try living together. So we've been living with each other since now January.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the problem with this is everything's good. Like, our relationship is healthy. There's never really no drama. He's a very nonchalant, calm person, and I'm the same. Nothing's really going on crazy, but I've realized that the problems we are now having is because he is an avoidant attachment style. And I watch it live all the time, but I've never put two and two together because it's like, recently, the recent conversations, he's happy in our relationship. There's nothing really, negative about it. But then he say things like, I don't know what the future is going to look like. Like, I don't know what's wrong. It's not you. It's me. It's, sometimes he just doesn't want to show affection. And when it comes to like the emotional stuff or even having conversations of his difficulties, it's like, he doesn't want to talk about it. I usually have to force it out of him, not because I want to know, but like the things that he didn't want to tell me because he wants to handle it on his own. So I was easily able to fix the solution. And like I said, his action speaks louder than his words. He always shows that he loves me and like everything is okay. But when he starts getting like overly stressed when like it's either work or, just everything going on, that's when these like, the feelings he have of those avoidant things where it's just like, yeah, I don't know what's wrong. Like, I'm happy in the relationship, but something and I'm like, what is going on? But I have recently peeped that was the problem. And my question would be, I think maybe I'm also an attachment. And also he's the last child and his parents are much older. So He was always alone. I am the oldest child, and I have two younger siblings, so I was always with my two siblings, being a second mom.
Gotcha.
That also comes into play. But basically, my question would be, how do I navigate this relationship? Because like I said, the relationship is good. There's really nothing going on, work from stress. Also, I work from home. Mm-hmm. I have my own business, so I'm usually here all the time. You know, me and my friends, we all graduated, so there's really no space right now for us to just hang out, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So my main question is, how do I navigate this relationship with his avoidant attachment and help him at the same time as, I guess I'm anxiously attached, maybe? Because I need those validations when we have those emotional conversations. Like, I want to talk about it now because I'm going to have other thoughts if we don't.
So what is like the problem that's occurring?
It's just his doubts and thoughts, like his anxiously attachment style. Like, sometimes he's hot, sometimes he's cold. Sometimes he's, so sometimes he's affectionate, he does all these things, and then when he goes cold, he doesn't want to talk about his feelings, he doesn't know what the future is going to look like those type of things.
Okay, so like when he's hot, like specifically ground that in behavior, what is he doing when he's like being affectionate and whatnot?
I mean, he always just tells me, like, I'm a good woman, like, I literally do what he's like. I'm a good woman. He really does think that I'm somebody who is deserving, needs to be taken care of, and, he would do anything for me, and that he really does need me in his life. And then when he's cold, he's just like, I don't know what it is. It's like, I know I need you around, but at the same time, it's just something's not clicking, or I can't see the future and stuff like that. So it's like, he very much says that he's happy and loves the relationship. At the same time, it's like, he always say, like, he was used to his space, his distance.
Okay.
And now that we're living together, he doesn't fully have that all the time.
And how long have y'all been together?
2 years.
How long have y'all been living together?
Since January.
Okay. And how old are you two?
We're both 23. Well, yeah.
Okay. And y'all met how again?
In college, like, we just randomly met in, like, the elevator. We just became friends, and we were just friends for a while before we tested out if we even liked each other. And then the way that happened, it was just kind of like, hey, I think I like you, but
Okay.
I'm not delusional.
Hold on one second. I got a question for you. So when he's making these proclamations about, like, he can't see what the future holds and all that kind of stuff, what leads up to that conversation?
What leads up to that conversation?
Like, is it random, or is there something that, like, triggers it from your perspective?
Honestly, I would say this really stems from him being overly stressed when it comes to, like, work and family. So that's usually how these conversations are a little triggered. Like, I'll see something's wrong. I'm like, what's wrong? He's just like, I'm stressed. I'm like, what are you stressed about? He's like, everything in perspective. And then that's when he'll probably just talk about, the work environment in general, helping his family all the time. And then our relationship will also be then talked about as well.
Gotcha.
Because I'll ask him, is it work? Is it home? Like, is it us? Like, and then he'll just say, it's a piece of everything, and he'll explain.
Okay. What's going on at work for him?
He works at Amazon full time, so he only has 3 off days, and usually on 2 of his 3 off days, it's like he goes to his family's house and he's helping them with a business right now as well. And he's, I guess, the most reliable cousin, as he puts it. So they need, like, when they call.
Hold on. What's his plan for getting out of Amazon? What's his career goal?
What's his plan? In college, we're both entrepreneurs. So he wants, like, he has a droning business, like, where he does commercial, like, houses and stuff. He takes videos of it so real estate agents can put it on their website, this, that, and third. That's what he usually does. That's what he wants to pursue, and that's what he's been building towards. But he's also been helping his family on the side with a construction repair type of business as well. So his plans is to invest and be a businessman outside of Amazon.
Okay. Got you. And that's looking promising?
Oh yeah, it's looking promising. He is a very mature, and he is a leader. I would say he leads by his actions, what he says. He makes plans. He speaks to God. Like, he's really amazing all around.
Okay.
And I give him his props.
Gotcha. How much conflict are we having in the relationship?
You said what type of conflict?
Like, how much conflict and what type?
Honestly, the only conflict is that, him not having his space. Other than that, there is no other conflict. Like,
are you not giving him space?
am I not giving him space? Is that the question?
Mhm.
It's not that I'm not giving him space. It's just I'm here all the time
Okay.
compared to when we weren't seeing each other for real.
Okay. And you're there all the time because you work from home?
Yes, and I also don't drive, so it's just like
Why don't
I'm
you
usually just here.
why don't you drive?
Yeah, I just have a condition where driving is just, I've been cleared to drive. It's just I'm still a little scared.
Okay. That's going to be the failure point of the relationship. You spending so much time together. Um, there's a book on this called Mating in Captivity, written by Esther Perel, where she basically talks about the two biggest failure points in relationships are either too much time together or too much time apart. So you have to kind of balance that tension. You being present in the household so consistently, which is super consistent because you're not even running errands, to someone who has any degree of avoidant attachment is going to be kind of overbearing. It's going to be kind of overbearing. You sound like very mature, very very intelligent. You don't sound like, I don't get the vibe from you that you're like a problem here, that you're super anxious and that's causing a problem. I think you're just too present all the time.
Yeah, it's a big adjustment because, like I said, in college, I was never, I wanted to be around him 24/7, be on the phone 24/7. I let him do his thing on the weekend. The day he promised me, it's like, make sure you come.
Right.
And like I said, we just have conversations at night. That didn't bother me, but, I graduated and like I said, I can't 100% be on my own, like bill-wise. So that's why we opted into just moving together because my mom's house is a little far. And the way he is, if he's busy in his mode of grinding and making money, he's not really he's going to be like, hey, right now is not the time for us to see each other. Like, I'm actively busy. It's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
And, I can hold it down for a while, but sometimes I'm like, hey, like, I need to see you. Like, it's been long enough type of thing.
Yeah, you have to build your own life. Like, the constraint that you have around transportation is causing you not to have a life outside of this relationship and your business. So then that puts too much pressure on the relationship. You got to build some redundancies to offload some of that pressure.
So overall, do you think this relationship can be navigated? Like, I mean, like
Well, I'm telling you how to navigate it. This isn't a we're not communicating problem or anything like that. This is you're just there too much and you don't have your own life going on because you're in the house all day. That's going to be the problem with almost anyone.
Okay. Yeah, I get it, but also, like I said, since I'm the oldest child and I had two youngers and parents was always working, I was just always in the house with them. It's not even just like I'm doing this now. It's something that I've been used to. The only time I wasn't like that was college.
I hear you, love. I hear you. That doesn't change the situation, though. The situation is still, you have to go build your own life. That's going to be your growth phase as well. Because you're resisting it, which tells me there's more to unpack as to why you haven't done it, which means that there's probably some degree of fear here, which means this is how you grow as a person, by doing something that you have some reservations with doing. This is you getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, I understand. I guess he's also been pushing me to do the same, to just start driving and to, do other things. But the fear of driving is really just because, like I said, I basically have narcolepsy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, a sleep disorder. Now, with doctors, I've been cleared to drive, but it's also just the thoughts of, anything could happen, a little traffic, too long of a red light. That's why I'm a little fearful of the driving part. Not that girl, Uber is expensive. How do I tell you?
Well, here's the thing. We're not talking about you go do something every single day. Just start taking steps in that direction. So maybe you don't drive first. Maybe you do Uber somewhere once per week.
Okay.
You can swing that, right? Like, kind of give him a bit of break, but don't just do this for him. Do this for yourself as well, because you have to build a life. Like, you just have to. So you put yourself in a very vulnerable place when you put all of your social needs on one individual.
Okay. So I will work on that moving forward. I think that probably is the best route.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just try it out. Just start making steps in that direction. Doesn't have to be, you don't have to do a 180 overnight. y'all aren't in like a critical condition, but you will eventually get there if this doesn't change. This is the one thing that needs to be changed right now. I'm not saying that making this change guarantees that relationship works, but this is the only threat I see so far to the relationship.
Yeah, it was just, being on campus, I had like a lot more walking area and to
Get
go
it?
do my own thing. It's just being in a new environment, having to be far from things.
I get it.
So I
What's your
definitely will work
business,
on
by the
that.
way?
Oh, I went on the backup page, that's why.
Okay.
But I make bouquets, eternal bouquets, custom foam cups, shot glasses for events and stuff like that. Basically
Okay.
what I do.
Okay. You do that full time?
Yeah, after I graduated college, I just didn't have enough time to do it. I was up 2 a.m. making bouquets. Now I just fully linked it to my business because, like I said, we both went to school for entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So I just fully leaned into it, and it's been working for the most part. So
Okay, cool. Well, I wish you luck with it, love. Like that's going to be another thing as well. Like making more income with the business will then allow you to find other modes of transportation that's not like public transportation. I'm sure you don't want to take the bus places, but yeah, getting out of that house more is definitely going to help. It may even help you business wise as well. That probably would be how I would think about it. Let's kill two birds with one stone. There might be an opportunity for you to. Where do you find clients?
um, right now it's really like Facebook Marketplace is really really popular. I post on TikTok, but Facebook makes way more money
What's your avatar
on Facebook.
for your business? The type of clients that you work with.
Oh, the type of. Honestly, I work with anybody. Like with bouquets, it's men wanting to please their girlfriends, or mostly like girls for their birthday. It's very popular.
Okay,
It's pretty
but you
much
said
it.
you said events too, right?
Yeah, events too. I recently did my first pop up shop. It was successful.
Okay, but oh, you don't do bouquets for events. You
Mm-mm.
okay? So it's just individuals who want to buy bouquets.
Yes.
Okay, that could be something that you do as well. Start going to networking events for business owners. Two birds,
Okay.
one stone, right? So maybe that's the first hobby you step into that could kind of translate to you making more revenue with your business, which translates to you getting out the house more because you have more revenue from your business, right?
I definitely didn't think about that one. That's smart.
Hmm. Yeah. So give it a try, love. Let me know how it goes, all right?
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem, dear. You take care. All right. If you do weddings, you will make money. Yes. I got a auntie who's a wedding planner. She makes like not even no, she's not a wedding planner. She makes the bouquets for the weddings. Money. Money. But yeah, you got also love. You gotta do a little bit more business education because we should know what the word avatar means. So, to Shiv's point, it would be better for you to isolate a type of client that you want to optimize around. You're selling to everyone, you're kind of selling to no one. All right. Follow, I don't know if you know who he is. Follow Alex Hormozy. Alex Hormozy on YouTube. Just trust me on that. And then just consume a lot of his content. That'll help you out a lot. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Going great, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I guess I just had one question really. I'm in this relationship. I've been in it for about 6 months now, and everything's going really well. We have like great chemistry, no like big problems. There's just like one like constant kind of source of anxiety that I have, sort of like a jealousy or anxiety thing, I guess.
Okay.
But so what the case is she's really attractive and she's sort of like a small influencer on Instagram.
Okay.
And so not like paid like a job, but she gets sent free like mostly hair products every month to
Right.
sort of like promote them.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can see where I'm heading with it, but she gets just a ton of attention. And
Yes.
you know, she's shown me her phone and her DMs, and you know, they're just like a lot of DMs from guys and conversations with them. And you know, I've never sort of talked to her about it because I don't want to come off as like jealous, but it is something that's just like constantly kind of worrying about, you know, having so much content and so much attention from other guys.
Gotcha. What does she post?
Mostly it's videos like showing off the hair products or like putting the hair products in, but like, you know, she looks good in the post. They're not like, I wouldn't call them like thirst traps or anything, but you know, they're good looking, I guess like posts and then reels, I think they're called on there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And how, I mean, why is she showing you the messages?
Well, sometimes she'll like, like we'll send each other like stuff on Instagram throughout the day, and sometimes when we're hanging out together, she'll like go to the messages so we can like catch up on stuff we've sent each other. Or I mean, she's pretty open about it. Like she'll let me use her phone. She's not secretive with it or anything. But like, just there's a handful of times she's like scrolled through all the messages to like get to mine, and I'm like, whoa, there's like one, a ton of messages, and two, a lot of them are from guys. So I'm like, they're just odd to me.
So you're like close to her so that you can see her phone while she's scrolling through the messages to get to yours.
Yeah. She doesn't do any like tilting the phone away from me, or like
Gotcha.
she'll straight up sometimes like hand me her phone and then like walk outside for a couple minutes. Like she's open with the phone.
Gotcha. So what is your concern here?
I don't know. I guess my concern is just, you know, one of the concerns is, you know, is she doing it for the attention and validation, or like in a long? I'm thinking about marrying this girl,
Okay.
and so I'm trying to think like, is this long term an issue or something to be concerned about if she's always going to want to post a lot of content and get attention?
So
or
what
if
is
she's seeking,
what is her goal for posting content?
You know, I haven't. I guess I should probably ask her about it. I think she genuinely enjoys it, and like I think she would like to be a bigger influencer. But that'd probably be a good thing for me to ask her, like what she gets out of
Okay,
it.
yeah, I don't. This doesn't seem like a validation play to me because of what she's posting about. Like she's making hair, she's doing products for hair, so her intention is to have women see what she's doing, right?
I think so. I think that is the intention. It's just like,
No, I'm gonna
of
tell you.
course,
I
it's
can
not
tell
just
you.
women.
I can tell you. I know so. No woman is
Yeah.
making hair content or makeup content to get the attention of men. It just so happens that men are scrolling and finding her attractive and then following her.
Exactly. And maybe that just makes me like super insecure or something, but it is something that causes me a lot of stress, and you know, just seeing the amount of attention that she gets, I guess.
How frequent are you seeing the amount of attention that she gets? And how
Well,
are you seeing it?
Sorry?
How are you seeing the amount of attention she gets?
Oh, well, you know, I'm probably looking into it too much. You know, I'll see her post something, and you know, I probably have a bad habit of looking and seeing like
Yeah,
how
you
many
gotta
likes
stop.
it has.
You gotta stop feeding the beast.
Yeah.
You gotta stop feeding the insecurity. You gotta stop. Because if you're gonna deal with an attractive woman, other men are going to want her. And they're gonna try to get her. Comes with the territory. You have to accept that.
No,
Even
yeah,
if she
definitely.
didn't have social media, she's definitely gonna be getting approached and stared at and spoken to and flirted with. That comes with the territory, brother. So you have to just build the stomach for that.
Yeah,
It's not
and
going
I
anywhere.
mean that's kind of what I figured. I kind of realized it is a me problem and not something that she's doing. But yeah, I guess I need to stop, like you said, feeding the beast.
Yeah, just stop feeding the beast. If that means you need to mute her on social media, do what you got to do. No judgment from me. Because you even being able to say, oh, this is coming from a place of insecurity tells me that you're not too far gone with the shit. Like you have
Yeah.
awareness over it. You know, well, this probably isn't healthy, but struggling to not deal with this. So
Yeah.
build a system for yourself to make it so it's not too much of a problem. If that means muting her post while you're still following her, so you're not even seeing what she's posting, then fine. Because her behavior will suggest this is a trustworthy woman that you have. I'll tell you right now, a lot of women gonna tilt that phone. This ain't even a gender thing. It's just people. Most people don't have good character, men or women. So most people are going to have some sort of secretive behavior. That's just the truth, man. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
So
no,
she's
been really good about that.
By her being open like that and then scrolling through her DMs to get to yours, like she's sub-communicating. She's not being performative when she's doing that either. She's not trying to show you that she's trustworthy in a performative way, because that's another trap people fall into. They fall for it.
No, yeah. I don't think
she's not even thinking about it. She's not even thinking about it. She's not even thinking about like, oh, he probably has a problem with these DMs. Let me put him at ease. She's just living life, and because she's not doing anything, she's just being open. It don't get much better than that. So I would definitely encourage you not to sabotage this, and to keep the insecurity under control. It is a very normal insecurity. Don't think that like something is wrong with you for feeling this way. It's just comes with the territory of dealing with someone who's highly desirable.
No, totally, and I really appreciate it, and yeah, and I agree. Like otherwise everything is fantastic in the relationship, and I don't want to screw it up by being like immature or insecure about it. But I do appreciate the advice, and yeah, she's not secretive like at all with anything really. Like she gives me her phone password. She, like I said, she doesn't tilt it or anything. Mm-hmm. So no, it's definitely just something I think I need to work on. But I appreciate it, man.
All right, no problem, brother. You take care.
Yep, have a good one.
You too. Those DMs are feeding her ego, whether he likes it or not. She's gauging her sexual market value from it. Okay, you're being autistic about the red pill shit, bro. People are people. You gotta relax. What you're saying, I'm not even saying that's not true. What I'm saying is, this is the problem with the goofy red pill shit. Y'all isolate one variable and you think that guarantees an outcome. It doesn't work that way. You have to look at the full picture. You have to look at the holistic picture. So let's say I agree with you. Her behavior, though, is sub-communicating that she is a trustworthy person. Her behavior is another variable that you have to factor into the situation. You're sitting here thinking people are robots. Okay, well, her sexual market value is increasing because she's getting likes and DMs, thus she's going to think that she is more valuable than him eventually, and then you're taking your robotic brain and then thinking everybody is fired like that. And it's like, that's not true, man. People are people. They're complicated. So the manosphere tells you those type of things so that you can increase your discernment, but a lot of y'all reduce complexity and oversimplify shit and then overweigh one variable. You overweigh one variable. It's what they do with the hypergamy shit. Hypergamy is a real thing. It ain't the only thing, though. It's a real thing. It's not the only thing. Y'all think it's the only thing. So you have a bunch of autists in the fucking red pill community thinking like the moment she comes across a man taller than me, she's going to jump ship. No. There are women, guys who in the chat, back me up on this. Have you ever had a woman leave you and then she got with a guy who is objectively worse than you? She left you, you see the new man, you're like, what the fuck? You look better than him, probably make more money. Objectively worse. But for her, he has something that you probably couldn't provide. Now, how do you rectify that with the whole hypergamy argument? If women are always going after the better man, why does that happen? Because hypergamy is one variable amongst many. Sorry for the rant. That shit annoys me. That is a clip, though. I'm glad Buddy said that in the chat. He gave me a good clip. That's going to go viral. What do I do if all he does is point out my flaws and expect me to change, but when I try to talk about what I need out of the relationship, I'm complaining and needing too much and I'm a problem? Okay, that was a run-on sentence, Jaden. Love you. But you could throw a comma in that bitch? All right. What do I do if all he does is point out my flaws and expect me to change, but when I try to talk about what I need out of the relationship, I'm complaining and needing too much? if all he's doing is pointing out your flaws, love, you probably have to rethink the relationship, to be honest with you. It's not a relationship. You're with a critical person. So do you feel like all he does is point out your flaws, or are you in your feelings right now and then that's making you think all he does is point out your flaws? When you look at the situation objectively, is that literally what he's doing? Because if that's literally what he's doing, yeah, that's a problem. And then on top of that, if you're trying to communicate what you need, because it sounds like if he's pointing out your flaws, he's communicating what he would prefer. So if you're communicating your needs, aka what you prefer, and then he's dismissive, then that's not going to work. It's been 4 years and he says I need to change my face all the time. Change your face meaning what? Like smile more or become a Kardashian? Because change your face nowadays can mean a lot of things. So smile more, look happier, or keep up with the Kardashians? What are we talking about? Also, people, if you are in a situation in dating and relationships where you're lacking clarity, you don't know what to do, you're perpetually confused, you're spiraling, do you stay, do you go, is this the right person, is this not the right person, and you need help, you need someone to just clarify the situation for you so you can finally get at peace and know specifically what to do step by step to get the outcome you're looking for, you should book a 1-hour coaching call. I will help you with that. This icon right here, hit that button below, shoot me a message, I'll ask you about your situation. If you are approved, because I don't take on everybody, I will send you a link to book your call. No, like to my face. I know he says that to your face, Jaden. I'm asking you, is he suggesting that you surgically change your face? That's what I'm trying to ascertain. I feel like my brain is on fire today. Miss G, I'm glad you're here, love. So you should definitely follow then, if you're loving the conversation so far. Should definitely follow. How do you create spark when approaching in person? Being playful. I just posted a video about this. Did you watch it? About like how to flirt and banter a bit more. A lot of guys are way too logical. When you're approaching a person, your energy is incredibly important. Especially if it's cold approach and she doesn't know you from Adam. So the energy is going to be very important in that situation. So come with a playful, fun vibe. A couple of things that will help you is assume rapport. Assume rapport. Have you ever met someone who is very social and they're described as this person doesn't meet a stranger? So let's say his name is Mike. They're like, yo, Mike never meets a stranger. Mike is engaging in assumed rapport, meaning when he talks to someone, he talks to them as if he already knows them. And when you do that, it kind of creates the vibe between the two of you like you already know each other. So your tone is like you already know each other. Your energy is like you already know each other. The subject matter is like you already know each other. Most people are too formal when they're meeting a stranger. And that causes the other person to also be very formal, right? Instead, you want to engage in a playful way, like you already have a pre-existing relationship. This sounds like it's complicated or that it may not work. I promise you, if you just try doing this, it's going to naturally flow. If you just try doing this, it's going to naturally flow. Just talk to them like you already know them. It's going to help you out tremendously. On top of that, just be a bit more playful. I feel like the feeling that you have in your body, the state that you come from, normally is what is expressed. If you're in a bad mood, you're going to express in a way that is more dense. If you're in a good mood, you're going to express yourself in a way that's more light, right? Bountiful. I think that's the word. Anyway, so what you also can do is, before you approach a woman in person, conjure up the feeling that you have with your friends when you're just having a good time. Just conjure that up. Intentionally feel that way. You can do that. If I ask you to make yourself mad right now, you can decide to feel anger. If I told you to make yourself happy right now, you can decide to feel happy. You can't stay in that state long term, but you can do it momentarily. So conjure up that feeling of playfulness that you have when you're laughing with your buddies. When you feel that way, go talk to her. You feeling that way is going to influence the vibe. It's going to influence how you engage her. Okay? So hopefully something I just said is going to help you there. He would sit there and tell me that I don't do enough for him and I need to do more as a person to change who I am. But if I talk about what I need out of the relationship, I'm complaining and I'm bitching and I'm asking for too much. He says I need to play my role. Yeah, you probably just need to leave that, love. Probably just need to leave that one. Do we have any more callers? Hello? Hello?
What's going on?
Took you too long, love. Need y'all sharp. Need y'all sharp. He was over there buffering. Is Danny in the chat? Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Danny. You want to come up talk about the Dallas trip, or are you unable to? If you are unable to, I can talk about it myself. You know what grinds my gears? People who send me voice memos. Don't send me voice memos. If you DM me, because like if you DM me the word coach because you saw it in my content and shit like that, I'm gonna send you a voice memo because I'm a business owner. I gotta do shit fast, right? But people have been sending me voice memos and I'm like, no, I need you to write the shit out. I'm not listening to this fucking 2-minute long. I'm not doing that. I need you to write so I can read it quickly. Unable to? Okay, so we're going to Dallas, people, August 14th through the 17th as a group. Me and the mods are getting together so we can meet in person. I can thank them for their contributions, even though a lot of them have been slacking lately. Slacking. I've noticed I've been having to let a lot of my own people up. Huh? What we doing, mods? What's going on? See, you start taking care of people, they start taking their foot off the gas. You know what I mean? You ever like just be a real good person to somebody? They start at first, they're like, thank you so much. And eventually they're like, as you should. Right? Eventually it's as you should. I'm like, well, damn, what do the mods do at this point? Absolutely. We need quarterly reviews. I gotta keep them on their toes, baby. I gotta keep them on their toes. But I give grace. I give grace. But we're going to Dallas August 14th through the 17th. I'm just playing. They're doing a good job. 14th through the 17th, got a nice Airbnb. Nice big Airbnb. Sleeps 23. 23 people are not coming. I do not want to be in a household with 23 people. It's not the Brady Bunch. I'm not doing that. But we will have a few slots open for additional people to join. So we've opened it up to the community. If y'all want to join, you can enter the raffle where we will choose somebody, or not somebody, but like 5 or so people to join us. The way that you do that is you must be following Danny, and you also must DM him so he can send you a form to fill out so we can make sure the vibe is on point, because we need good vibes, people. I love you all, but sometimes people come in the chat and they get weird. We don't want any weird energy. Hence the form. Also, this is not a free trip. Your price, your share of the Airbnb is $300. I've already put a stack on it myself, so I've made it cheaper for everybody. But you will have to pay $300 to join the Airbnb. Okay? So again, we also are potentially doing a live Q&A there when we go. So if you are unable, or you were not chosen to be a part of the Airbnb. You can still come through and join in that experience. People who have purchased the 1 hour coaching call get 3 additional entries for the raffle. People who have purchased the implementation package get another 3 entries. So you can have a total of 7 entries, which drastically increases your odds of getting selected. So again, if you want your 1 hour coaching call, this icon right here, there's a button that looks like it below. Just hit that, shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If you are approved, I will send you a link to book your call. But it's going to be a good time, huh? It's going to be a good time. Got the pool on deck, little hot tub action. Okay. Hannah says she's getting pregnant. We got a lot of plans for the Airbnb. A lot of plans for the Airbnb. Are you married? No, I'm not, love. Pregnant by who? I'm not the pappy. I'm not the pappy. The Uchawali is closed. Hilarious. 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 But yeah, it should be a good time, man. How old are you? I'm 35. A couples trip part 2, maybe like a couples retreat to help married couples. I'm not doing that. I would never work with couples. Let me be clear. I'm all the way good on that shit. I'll work with one or the other. I'll work with one or the other. I'm not working with both. There's no way. There's absolutely no. I want those problems. That sounds like an annoying arrangement. I don't see how like marriage counselors and people like that do that job. I'd want to jump out the window. I'd want to jump completely out the window. I'm all the way good. But individuals, yes. I had a hard time even saying yes to working with women. Remember, I was a men's coach. It still says men's Q&A when you jump into this live. It still says I just recently started working with women as well. I'm not doing couples. Now y'all can take that shit to the motherfucking bank. Never. Never. I know I said that with women too. I know I was like, oh, I'm not working with women. Yeah, you got me. You got me. What can I say? I work with them, but not couples. Not doing that. Nope. 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 No, I'm going to say never, Keita. Why'd you say no to us? Because, Kay, I didn't think y'all had problems I wanted to address. I like to be intellectually stimulated, and I felt like a lot of women just wanted to be validated and someone to listen, which is true. But I feel like women who discover me, they see how I am on this live and know that I'm like a no-nonsense person. But like I tried working with a woman once, like a while ago, before I really engaged. Like I tested it out because everybody in the chat was like, no, work with women too. I said, okay, I'll try. And I worked with one woman and her whole situation, she was with a guy who was treating her horribly. Damn near slave master. Cracking the whip. Horribly. It was a situation where it was like, if you don't get my name tatted, I'm not talking to you anymore. Guess what she did? Guess what she did? Can you guess, chat? Can you guess what he did? This guy at the time was also living with his ex. He was living with his ex. She got that tat. She got that tat. So, like, when I work with men, I never, ever, ever, ever have to deal with a situation like that. I never have to deal with a situation like that. So that was my first experience of it. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing this shit no more. I tell you that. Imagine having an hour-long discussion with somebody, hearing information like that, and then giving them, pouring energy into the situation to help them, while also intellectually knowing she'd get another one even after this conversation. That's the thing, Kay. With some women, you can't help them. Like J. Cole said, don't save her, right? She has to experience enough pain. The pain of being connected to this person must outweigh the pain of not having him. You can only help people when they're ready for change, right? 100%. But wish her the best, though. You know, wish her the best. It's all good. It'd be like that sometime. But that was my first experience coaching the opposite sex, and I said no, never again. But since then, many positive experiences. Say that again about pain. To the pain of leaving him, to the pain of staying with him, it sees the pain of leaving. She's going to stay in that situation. All right, Keita, have a good one, love. Do you approve young men dating older women? Depends on how old, but sure, why not? So you just had a horrible first impression? Yeah, I had a bad assumption, which was then reinforced by my first impression. So the first female client I had matched my assumption that I had about working with women. So that's why I was so gung-ho on not doing it. One mile relationship in the bag? Who? Who in the miles got in a relationship? Eva? Where did she put that at? She told you personally? Or did she put it in the mod chat? Cece, type faster. What's going on? Oh my God, Cece, you're the worst communicator on the planet. I need you to explain the situation. The worst communicator. You're just saying the same shit in a different way. How do you know that they're in a relationship? I feel like the next thing she's going to say is they're together. That's not what I asked you. How do you know they're in a relationship?
You invite me up, Hannah.
Because apparently writing it out ain't going to work. So verbally explain to us what's going on so we all know.
I don't want to tell her business.
It's too late now. This is recorded too, by the way, so you can't even deny it.
Oh, dang. But that's, well, I don't know if they're like boyfriend, girlfriend, like had that conversation.
So what are we talking about then, Cece?
I'm saying, but you're helping her work on it and get into the relationship.
I feel like you're backtracking now because I just reinforced that this is a recorded conversation. I feel like you have some insider information that you're now backtracking.
I'd say that's her man.
So why do you say that? So what have you observed that would suggest that that's her man now?
I think because because of the last couple of updates that we've had, that you're helping her work through a lot of her issues, communicate strongly with him about like the expectations and stuff like
I
that.
feel like you're still backtracking.
I'm not backtracking.
What? Because you're not communicating anything new. What made you randomly say that today? When you could have said it yesterday, the day before?
Okay, because of what you just said before, like, you have helped people get into relationships. You have actively, even in this space, helped navigate getting into the relationship from the starting point of dating. When she first came on, she had just met him.
Right.
This wasn't someone she was already like dating. So even from the first step to now, it's almost like 5 months in.
I feel like you're still lying to me.
I would say 5 months in.
I feel like you're still lying to me. I think there's something you know that you're not sharing. I feel like there's something you know that you're not sharing. 100%. You just randomly, everything you just said is true, but why say that today? I wasn't even talking about that. We weren't even having that conversation when you dropped it.
I was giving you a compliment.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna stop digging. But you got me excited for a second. You got me excited for a second. I thought that because she was on her way out of that until we had our conversation. I told her how to play it.
Right.
So
You've been helpful.
We're gonna see. Hannah, what you think?
Why are you always trying to put people on blast in the live?
Who? Me? You said I'm trying to put people on blast? Because,
Who
man.
turned my mic off? Who muted me?
She's not trying to tell too much. Yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like she knows something. She ain't saying it.
It's
all
not my
good.
story to tell.
Huh?
It's not my story to tell.
Well, there we go. We can fill in the gaps. All right, Cece, I appreciate you, love. There we go. That last sentence was the confirmation. It's not my story to tell. Cece, you cannot mislead me, baby. Huh? You can't mislead me. Inspector Gadget in this bitch. You understand? Sherlock Holmes. You know what's funny? I've tried to tell women that I date, it's best for you to just be honest. Because I'm a bloodhound with this shit. It's best. People always think they're the exception to the rule, though. That goes for friends that I've had and people I've dated. Like, they'll be just amazed. Like, wow, you're very perceptive. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, but not with me, though. Well, we wouldn't go that far. I spend more time with you. I know you more than I know the other people that you're impressed that I can read. Fuck are we talking about? I can't read the person who I'm spending most of my time with? Why would you ever think that? I can read a stranger in a couple of minutes of a conversation, but I've spent months with you and I don't know what's going on. Come on. What are we doing? Huh? What are we doing? Where's our logic? Anyway. But Cece, thank you for the confirmation. That's a testimonial. Because she was going. That's why y'all should book y'all 1 hour coaching call. If Eva is indeed in a relationship, I need y'all to understand. Shorty was about to cut things off. I told her exactly how to play that. Exactly how to play that. So, if it works, it works. People think the perceptiveness stops at them. No, baby, I can just accept you're crazy. Right. I'm like, I can see you very clearly. It's obvious when I'm up to no good. I'm a bad liar and I start avoiding things. Either that's true or you're such a good liar, you know to admit that you're a bad one. Some liars are like that. They'll start playing the role of, I'm a bad liar. Oopsies, I can't lie. They may even lie to you bad on purpose. Them the real motherfuckers to watch. They're too good at it. Too good. Mark, when I was still fucking with that man, I was quiet as fuck on this live. Okay, now I know the tale. When Hannah don't talk, something going on. There's a rule that she's breaking. There's a rule that is being actively broken. CJ, why'd you invite her to join the live again? My tism gets in the way of lying? I can lie pretty effectively. I don't do it though. I think it might be like a neurodivergent thing. I used to think it was like a character, like, oh, I have good character. But I think like, I can't confirm this, but I do think that neurodivergent people tend to default to honesty. Y'all think that's true? I think neurodivergent people tend to default to honesty, especially if they're autistic. ADHD people don't like to play the game. They don't like playing the social games. So they'll just tell you what it is. So you think men with health issues deserve a relationship? I wouldn't say they deserve a relationship. I think they can get one if they want it. Deserve is too heavy of a word. Are you neurodivergent though? I'm ADHD. Diagnosed, baby. I'm off a bean right now. Vyvanse. Medicated. That's why I'm so focused. If I have to lie, I need to leave. Right. Yeah. Yeah, my mouth has got me in trouble. Cece's father was trying to beat me up the other day. Because I was being playful with his wife. My mouth has got me into a lot of sticky situations. Texting all day makes me weird out. Am I tripping? Weirded out? Texting all day? Why weirded out? Why did you choose that phrasing? I was about to cook, Baljeet. I was about to cook. Respectfully cook. I ain't even do nothing crazy, to be honest with you. I just asked what she cooked. I just asked what Shorty cooked. I'm like, yo, what you cook? Can you cook? You know? That's all I'm asking. But he sniffed that out, though. He sniffed that out. Now me and Cece got a date for revenge. Cece, I need that. I need that now because your father made me upset. So now I must get his revenge by me and you reproducing. So if you want another baby, not a white baby. Cece, is your white baby's name Axel? I was making clips, reviewing the old live, and I heard you say, Axel, stop. If you name that white baby Axel, I'm going to be very upset. Because you just double down on the whiteness. You double down on the whiteness. Cece, tell me his name is not Axel. What's his name?
It is.
It's Axel? Oh my God. Axel? Who named it? It was the white father, wasn't it?
Axel Foley.
It was the white father, wasn't it?
Axel Foley, not Axel Rose, okay?
Who named the baby?
His daddy.
Okay, I knew. I figured as much.
No, but I did want to ask you about that because I found that so interesting. Earlier in the day, I had talked to my parents about that Spark and Safety kind of a little bit, and I feel like that gave Spark because of what you did. Mm-hmm. My dad was very he's a mellow, person, mm-hmm. And I feel like that's a big problem in their relationship because he don't do a lot of stuff, and so that's my biggest complaint, or my stepmom's biggest complaint is that they don't get out of the house and do things and all this kind of stuff, and she wants to feel kind of desired. Mm-hmm. So when you were asking, I was like, he was just asking what she made. It's a legit question. He was like, nah, who this man? Till I left.
Right.
Till I left the house, he was still at my car, walking me to my car, talking about, who was that man? And I was like, Dad, don't worry about it. But my stepmom, she was blushing.
Yeah.
Like, her face was just so, yeah, I still got it, because she, right. 60.
Right.
Something. And, yeah, she was like, oh, I love my man, being all protective of me. And I was like, that's some bullshit.
She was feeling good because I saw her keep trying to get in the camera. I was like, I know what you're doing, Mama. I saw she acted like she was mistakenly getting in the camera. I'm like, you trying to get in this camera on purpose. I see what you're doing. But yeah, sometimes women like feeling desired, man, no matter how old they are. So she liked feeling desired. And then on top of that, your father got emotionally active, right? Mm-hmm. And then protective of his woman, which subcommunicates desire that he has for her. She probably doesn't feel any kind of strong emotion from him. So
No,
yeah,
not all the time.
tell him.
She just had a birthday, and he made an AI song for her, and that was like the
Okay,
most sweetest
nice.
thing he's done in like the last couple of years. But the crazy part is, my dad is a really attractive man. He's
He's a
tall,
good looking
you
dude.
know, especially back in the day, for sure. So they always had this back and forth about attraction, where it's
Hmm.
like y'all both get approached in public, or some lady looking at him being a little too helpful in the church, and
Right.
so it was just
Right.
kind of interesting that it's like kind of remind me of the call earlier with the guy about the woman on social media, because it's like, do you know if you are attractive and how she may perceive how women treat you, you know, as you're out and about and stuff. So I understand the insecurity, but you know, it's another thing if it's like you both are actually good looking.
Hmm.
It happens both ways. Are you actually self-aware that it may happen on that end, and if she's not showing insecurity, it's something definitely to work on.
Right. Right.
And it's always a little ego driven, you know. You're like, yeah, I got it.
For sure.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's actually not, I don't think it's malicious or ill intent.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell your father I'm billing him. I got to bill him now. You know, we don't ship.
I see him. I'm going to
shook
call
some
him
shit up.
today and be like, hey, are we cool? Did we calm down a little bit? But yeah, and also, stop talking about my white baby. He's not white, he's black. He a whole
I mean,
black
you didn't
man.
do him any favors with Axel. You didn't do him any favors with Axel. So, my goodness, we got to get him. We got to tan him up real quick.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I did actually have another question for you. For the implementation package,
Mhm.
can you describe a little bit more of what that is? Because I was thinking about getting an X, because I really do want to work on like how I present myself. You know, that's been my thing.
Sure.
And I said I feel like I want that to be my next step, but I wasn't sure if that was part of the package or is that something different.
Okay. So, let's say that, so the 1 hour coaching call is essentially you go to the doctor and then you get diagnosed. They're like, okay, this is the situation. This is your problem. This is how I recommend solving it. Let's do surgery. And you're like, well, I don't want to do surgery. Can I try this myself? And I'm like, okay, well, if you don't want surgery, go home and just do this, right? You try to do it yourself. Implementation package is like, you come in for surgery. Or like, I guided you through the process. I'm actually going in and solving the problem for you. All you have to do is do what I say. There's no thinking involved. You just do what I say and you're good. Okay? So it's three.
To,
Say it again?
like the whole, from even aesthetics.
Yeah, it could be aesthetic focus. I'm very, listen, there's a lot of shit that I know. So it's 3 30-minute calls that have to be used in 90 days.
Mm.
You can use them however you want to use them. I have some people who they use all 3 in a week because there's something specific they want to go deep on. And I have other people who space it out once per month because they're in an active situation that is actively evolving. Like variables are changing. So they're saving the call so that if a variable changes, they can throw the bat signal up, get my expertise, and then I can tell them how to course correct.
Oh, that makes sense then. Okay, I have to figure out where I'm at then with that part.
Yeah, so you can do it however you want to do it, and you can book as many as those you want to book. It's not like, oh, you book it once. It's like, well, I can't call them anymore. So no, you can book another one. Depends on your situation.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Awesome sauce. All right, thank you.
All right, Cece.
I always get to your
Take care,
calls.
love. All right, Craven Moorhead. Craven Moorhead. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, boss? How you living?
Good, good. What can I do for you?
Man, I need your advice to see if I'm overreacting to a situation that took place this weekend.
Okay, go ahead. Talk to me.
So, for context, me and my partner, we have a boundary set to where if we're invited somewhere, like a wedding or an event, we give the other person a heads up of, of somebody that from our past will be in attendance, just to kind of give them a heads up of what we're walking into from the situation standpoint, right? So,
Okay.
I was invited to a wedding. It's a +1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty much the only. It's like, so men and women are separate, so you don't get to kind of sit with your partner. It's like a situation to where you're separated from men on one side, women on one side. I would say it's probably around like 800 people here, right? It's a pretty big event.
Okay.
So don't get the heads up, right, about X being in attendance, but it ends up happening, which is fine. No, nothing wrong with that.
Right.
However, going into the night, I'm talking to somebody I made a conversation with, and I get bumped in my back basically kind of ran over a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And guess who it is?
It's the ex.
It's the ex.
Right.
Doesn't apologize. Doesn't acknowledge me as a human. Completely ignores my conversation. And I'm just like, man, am I overreacting for thinking this is done on purpose? Like, I'm thinking it's kind of like a purposeful thing that was done because it's so spaces in the venue. Like, it's so much space. You know, it's kind of like you kind of have to deliberately kind of go out your way for that situation to happen. So at that point, I'm like, man, like, I was triggered a little bit because of how it happened. There was no apology and there was no acknowledgement of me standing in that space. That's just kind of a man thing, right?
Right.
So I'm not gonna lie. I removed myself from the situation. I was like, you know what? Let me say bye. Kind of take a walk outside because I feel like if I would have stayed a little longer, I would have started thinking about it more, which would have led to probably like me reacting later, which I did not want. I didn't want to show any bad, I didn't want to be a bad representation in that moment. It wasn't my time and place to. It wasn't my event. It wasn't my venue. Somebody was getting married, so I kind of wanted to just remove myself from the situation. So I wanted to know am I overreacting for leaving the venue, and also am I overreacting for thinking that it was done on purpose by said ex?
What did you end up saying to your ex about the situation? Did you like talk to her before you left?
I told her what had happened. I told her I need to take a walk and leave before before it escalates to something.
Yeah, I think that was a smart thing. That was an intelligent decision to make. You don't want to it's a wedding. You don't want to cause a scene. You don't want to kill the vibe of the wedding, and you didn't cause the issue either. You were minding your business.
Right.
Now, do you think that she knew he was going to be in attendance before you got there, or is it reasonable to also assume that she had no idea he was going to be there?
I think there was a possibility that she knew for sure. I think so.
Okay.
But she just didn't. She let them not to tell me. That's what I feel about the situation.
So historically, have both of you shared that information? I know y'all had the agreement, but has it practically happened historically?
It's happened before on my end, where I said, "Hey, we're going to go to this place.
Okay.
I can't confirm whether or not who's going to be in attendance, but I know that these friends are mutuals, and they probably, they might invite this person that I used to deal with. Just a heads up, kind of just a heads up thing, a courtesy, kind of just let her know what was going on before she walked into the situation,
Okay. How did you find out that was her ex? Did she kind of let you know when y'all got in the venue?
So I already knew. I knew of him. I don't know him like that. I knew of him just from previous conversations about things she's kind of told me or kind of just gave me some insight on her past. Just having relationship conversations type of deal. But I don't really know him like that to be like, oh, that's him. I can identify him. However, once it was like a movie scene, bro. Once it happened, I was like, damn. It all happened at one time so fast. I was like, bro, okay, I pieced it together. And the guy I was with said his name, and I was like, oh, that's her ex. And it just happened literally so fast. He bumped into me. He interrupted my conversation, started speaking to the guy I was talking to. And then the guy was like, oh, hey, what's going on, bro? And then bro looked at me and was like, the ex looked at me and looked the other way. So I know he knows who I am for sure now because he kind of purposely ignored me in that situation, if that makes sense.
How old are y'all?
I'm 28.
28?
Mm-hmm.
How old is she?
Same age.
Okay. How long ago did this occur?
This happened this past weekend.
Okay. And you've talked to her about it since?
Yeah, I voiced it. I talked to her about it. She basically said that in the moment she felt I was overreacting for leaving. And I said, no, that was the best reaction because I would have for sure, if I would have stayed, I would definitely would have retaliated in a way in which probably wouldn't have been the best because I just kind of overthought it in the situation.
Right.
If that makes sense. Because, you start thinking about, was it on purpose? You start thinking, did he just try me in this place? No, I started thinking, man, is that what the situation was? So I just removed myself from the situation. I just left altogether.
Okay. He's a bigger guy than you?
Say it again?
Is he a bigger guy than you?
No, I would have did some damage.
And I'm not asking if you were going to win or lose. I'm trying to ascertain his psychological state. So he's not a bigger guy than you at all?
No, not at all.
Okay. And I'm sure that she's saying that she didn't know he was going to be there.
She said she didn't know. That's what she told me.
You can't really disprove that, so I understand that.
Yeah, I let it be.
Okay. So, is this a point of contention in your relationship?
No, I need to know because her reaction was that I overreacted by leaving because of ego. And I said it had nothing to do with ego. It had to do with everything with me not spazzing out in that particular moment because I felt as though it was done deliberately.
Was that like just a casual comment that she's making, or is it like she have an actual problem with your behavior?
She basically had a problem with me leaving the situation. Like she had an issue with me leaving the venue because of me being a little bit, in that moment thinking about reacting later. Does that make sense? She had an issue with me leaving and not staying at the venue.
Okay, so she's like actively mad at you right now.
Yeah, she was mad about it. Yeah, she kind of getting over it now, but she's still mad about it. It just happened.
How long y'all been together?
2 years.
How long? Do you know how long she was with him?
I don't know that information. No.
Whose wedding was it? One of her friends?
It was her side. It was her side. So I don't know anybody at that place at all whatsoever. I was like the only person there as a plus one, and basically, I was there in support of her because she had asked me to come. But I don't know anybody there.
I'm asking the questions because like getting that clarity will give me more data on what was the likelihood that she knew Buddy was going to be there.
She knew majority of the people there.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, what's her connection to, like, why was she invited? What's her relationship to the bride or groom?
I think she's a family member of the groom.
Okay, and then what would be the relationship that the bride or groom has with her ex?
That I do not know. I didn't get that far.
Okay, yeah, that's what I would have to piece together. I don't know, man. Here's like, I hope she didn't know Buddy was gonna be there, because 28 years old, him bumping you on purpose, and he's not like significantly bigger than you. He moved like that anyway.
Right.
That's how he moves. And if they were together for any period of time, then she's aware that he moves like that. So now you're just dealing with someone who is going to put you in compromising situations. Now, I don't have enough data to tell you that that's absolutely the case, but let's say she knew he was going to be there and she was with him long enough to know he moves that way. I don't like that at all. On top of that, mad at you for leaving a situation that could have absolutely went really left.
Yeah, it could have went left for sure.
That's you're now describing a woman with just poor judgment.
I think, and she described it as, how was I supposed to know he was going to be here? That's what she told me. I was like, look, I'm not saying that you could 100% confirm he was going to be in attendance. However, with you knowing the event we're going to and the likelihood of like who's probably going to be invited, a nice little heads up would have been nice. That's what I asked. I didn't say that it could have been a confirmation of 100% attendance, but just like a little heads up. And the fact that he bumped me on top of that just made it worse.
So which argument came up first? You getting mad that she possibly didn't tell you that he was going to be there, or her getting mad at you for leaving the wedding? Which was the first thing discussed in y'all's conversation?
The first thing discussed was me leaving because I had notified her what took place. I said, hey, this just happened. Before things escalate, I'm going to remove myself. She got upset at that first because that's what I communicated to her at the event, right? So I left. Then I got upset because I said, hey, you couldn't give me a heads up that this person was going to be there. On top of that, he coincidentally bumped into me and disrespected me. So it's like now it's even more escalated because one, I had no idea he was going to be in attendance, and two, I can't prove that he bumped into me on purpose. I can't prove, but at the same time, it's like it's so many men on this side of the room. It's a spacious venue. Out of all the men in this venue, how do you bump into me? Out of all people, that's how I was thinking about it.
Right. Was it like a big wedding?
It was big, huge, a lot of people there.
Okay, which increases the odds that she would know that he would be there. If it's going to be a real big wedding, they're just inviting everybody. Probably like a bunch of friends from college or something like that. It was like a college relationship.
It was like a bunch of friends, family. Like I said, I'm her plus one. She knows pretty much everybody there. I'm kind of just going in support of her, right? So It's like I'm there. I'm on the men's side. I'm mingling between people, talking, right? And then all of a sudden, I get somebody runs through my back, and then like it's him.
No, I get it. I get it. I was asking a question as to what conversation. I want y'all to understand why I asked that question. I was asking what conversation happened first because I wanted to know if she truly didn't like the fact that you left, which is a red flag to me, or if she just is pretending to be mad about that because you were mad at her first about, So now it's like a defensive posturing of like, well, he's mad at me, so how can I flip this back on him? Type shit, right?
Right.
So I want to make sure that's not the situation. Considering that you leaving was brought up first, that means she genuinely had a problem with it. And it's like, why do you genuinely have a problem with it if this is a very reasonable thing for someone to do? What is the alternative? If I'm telling you this man has bumped me and is being aggressive, you got a lot of faith in me right now. You got a lot of faith in me.
One more thing too. She said that it was because she had so many people there that was looking forward to meet me, so I should have stayed. But I said, hey, like, what's something disrespected? Like, how do you expect me to see?
They were going to meet the worst version of you.
Exactly.
You're going to ruin your impression with everybody if you stayed there and Buddy started acting even more aggressive. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it's I don't know, man. I don't know. It just seems like I don't have enough data to give you an actual read on the quality of the woman that you're with, but I can tell you not tripping. You're not wrong about this at all.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know. Because when I was leaving, I was like, man, did I overreact and like get too emotional about the situation and let myself, kind of get, take me out of character? But at the same time, I was like, you know what? If I would have stayed, it would have been worse because I would have put hands and feet on that man.
Exactly, because you don't know what else he would have done. That's the thing.
Right.
You don't know what else he already did something that was wild, which is bump into. It's wild, right? So you don't know how far he would have took it. Like, okay, alcohol starts flowing. Did he do that shit sober?
I don't know if he was drunk or not. I can't confirm or not.
Okay.
Because I didn't really have the sight of him. I was turned away from him, so it was like I'm talking.
But at the time, was alcohol like freely flowing for a while when it occurred?
People pregame and stuff like that, so he could have been. It could have been at a different destination. So possibly.
Okay. So did people drink after that point, or do you not know because you left?
Yeah, I left. I didn't see it. I wasn't there to see it. I had left.
Okay. So let's say that people were going to drink more after that point where he bumped you.
Right.
That shit could have went really left. You're already showcasing that you have a problem with me. Like, right. Any smoke to have for anybody is Buddy.
Right. So man to man, do you think it was done on purpose or do you think it was accidental?
Him bumping you?
Yeah.
I don't believe in coincidence. Even if he like, did he bump you to the point where like you like really shifted?
He bumped me I was off guard because I was faced the other way. You know how you don't see somebody coming, so you're like, okay, you're not really bracing for somebody to walk past you. Right. My back was turned, so I moved just a little bit, and I was like, okay, I'm looking to see who it was, and then he comes in front of me, starts talking to the guy I'm talking to, and interrupts my conversation, and doesn't acknowledge what he just did. So I'm like, bro, I said, am I tripping? Like,
that's the thing. Like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's the lack of acknowledgement. Like, you go out, you've been in social environments. If you bump into someone, you like, oh my bad, bro. That's just typical, like, expected behavior. You go out to a bar or something like that, someone bumps you, my bad, chief. Like, that's what people do.
Right.
Him bumping you, then taking over the conversation, looking at you, and then not acknowledging you is aggressive. 100%. So I think you did the right thing.
It took everything in me. When I tell you it took everything in my body to walk out of this situation, to walk out of that place. Because I really was like, man, I feel like this was done on purpose. But I know if I would have reacted in this situation, I would have lost because it would have just looked bad. The optics would have looked bad, you know?
Yeah, because he has plausible deniability that he ain't do nothing to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you did the right thing. So, like, hopefully she lets this go. But if she makes this a bigger deal, the only thing protecting her right now is there's no way to disprove. There's no way to prove that she knew Buddy was going to be there because that's a whole other problem. Now, there's just no way to prove it. Like, I can give like a probabilistic read if I have more data, but there's no way to ultimately prove for sure that she knew he was going to be there. If she did know, that's a problem in and of itself.
Deep down, I feel like she knew he was going to be there. This is what she gave me. She said, beforehand, she said it was a 10% chance she thought he was going to be there. That's what she told me.
That's higher than 10%. She's trying to lessen it.
She's trying to downplay it.
Yeah, she's trying to downplay it for optics. Yeah, and you don't know how long. I wish you had more data. I mean, y'all gotta start asking these women more questions. I wish you
'cause,
had more data.
As a woman, I'm not gonna ask a woman like, "Oh, how long y'all dating?" I mean, I ask questions like kind of like just about certain situations, but I don't really go.
I get it. I get it. You don't have to get like super detailed, but like how long was your longest relationship, stuff like that. Like that would give me so much context, like a timeline of how they were together and all that kind of stuff.
Let me say this: I do know that they were involved with each other for at least I would say at least probably 3 years for sure.
Okay.
At least 3 years, could be more, but I know for at least 3.
Was she like the ex before you?
Yeah.
You know how long she was single?
I came into the picture. Like, I don't want to say I don't use the word term like take the situation away, but like, I basically kind of I was the one after him. If that makes sense. They were still kind of having a situation when I got involved, but she presented as single. So she was like, "Hey, I've been on and off."
That makes a lot more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how do you know they were?
I'm gonna tell you verbatim. This is what happened. When I first met her, she said, "Hey, I'm talking to somebody." Talking. She said talking. She didn't say I'm in a relationship. She said I'm talking to somebody that does not live here. We're talking or whatever. But we don't have a relationship. We're not. I asked her verbatim. I said, "Hey, what is the nature of relationship?" She said, "We're just talking." I said, "Okay, are you cool moving forward? Getting to know each other?" She said, "Yes." So he's that guy.
Yeah, I don't know, brother. I don't know, because that can go a whole lot. You gotta understand. Sometimes people they downplay the situation they're in to not scare you off. A motherfucker could be in a whole full-fledged relationship and tell you they're just talking to somebody.
But how can I prove that as a man, though? How can I prove?
Oh, I'm not saying no. You still have not done anything wrong here. Let me be clear.
Right.
You still have not done anything wrong. I'm just telling you this may get more like. Imagine you're with a woman and then she just leaves you. Monkey branching is a thing. You know what monkey branching is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for people in the chat, it's something that is normally associated with women. Not to say that men don't do it, but women, a lot of women do it. They'll set the stage for the next guy before they fully leave the current relationship. So like they kind of exit one and enter into another one. So sometimes they'll actively cheat with the guy who they're moving on to. Sometimes they'll just befriend him, right? Sometimes they'll actively date. They set the stage. Once that's secure, then they'll fully let go of the other branch they were holding on to, and swing to the next one, right? So us guys, that's cheating to us.
Right.
To us, that's cheating. Okay? So if he's in that situation, he's trying to figure out why Shorty being weird, and then he find out that she dealing with you, and then is very quickly in a relationship with you. Yeah, he probably gonna feel salty from his perspective. You stole his woman. This won't like just this possibly was not like some situation where this just was like a hinge match that she had dated a couple of times. This was probably the same mechanism that's at play by her saying she thought it was a 10% chance he'll be there is the same mechanism that she used to describe the relationship. Possibly downplaying it.
So let me ask you this though, because from a man's perspective, right? When I see an attractive woman, I already know she's talking to 2-3 dudes. That's how I think about just they have more options. They're exercising their options. Men approach them, so it wasn't a red flag to me initially because I'm like, you know what, like that's kind of expected in today's time, right? For a woman to kind of be talking to multiple people. Is that realistic, or is that kind of a bad approach to the situation?
What do you mean? Like if she's talking to somebody actively, should you just leave her alone?
Yeah, like if you approach a woman, she says like, "Oh, I'm dating," or "I'm talking to somebody." Like I don't really see it as like a point of like turning my back and saying I don't want to be involved with you, because if you're not in a relationship, in my opinion, you're single. That's how I look at it.
Well, that's true, and that's just your preference, right? For me, I'm assuming you're talking to somebody, but you better let me know you are. You better keep this bubble perfectly intact. Don't burst my bubble, babe. Don't you burst my fucking bubble. You better give me the impression you're not talking to. I'm assuming it regardless. I'm hedging my bets. But you better not let me know, because I'm just going to be turned off. Because if you're talking to someone, I'm assuming you're sleeping with them. And ew. So I'm all the way good. But if you don't have a problem with that, then yeah, it's fine. It's a preference thing. Because you're right.
I don't really look at, so like, I didn't really look at it and say like, oh, well, I can't really say what she was doing because I didn't really ask that many questions. Like, oh, are y'all dating?
Oh yeah, I don't ask questions either. I just assume.
Yeah.
I know how people are, bro. When people talk about these rosters, like they just, when they talk about rosters, they never talk about it like they're sleeping with the people. They always frame it like they're just entertaining people. No, you're sleeping with some of these people. That's what's going on, right? Like, who are you talking to? Say my first rodeo. So that's my assumption. I'm all the way good on that, personally. But if you don't care about that situation, that's not how you think about it, right? Then it's fine. You can engage, but it does suggest character flaws. So I can already tell you, and you probably can confirm this immediately when I say it, Shorty getting mad at you about the situation would suggest to me she don't have much empathy.
She is empathetic, I will say. I think the reason, this is what she told me. When I said he bumped into me, she didn't, this is what I said in the message. I said, hey, he bumped into me literally. And she said, she thought I saw him with my eyes and wanted to leave the venue. That's what she thought.
So when you told her that he bumped into you, did she change her tune?
Yeah, she changed her tone, but she was still upset.
Okay, that's different. That's different.
She was still upset because I left and didn't meet the people she wanted me to meet. But I was like, hey, I was already.
Well, that's probably just her being upset at the situation, which is understandable, right? It's different with her being upset of what just happened than her being upset with you, right? So if you're saying at first she was upset with you, then you told her that he bumped you, and then she shifted from being upset with you to just being upset with, like, I wanted this to occur and it couldn't occur. Totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different situation. Yeah, you don't just like explain the situation to her and then she just feels good now. It's like, no, I did want you to meet these people. That's kind of why you were there.
Right.
Okay, so that's a different situation. So now I feel better with that explanation because I was really annoyed with that on your behalf because I assumed that she knew that he bumped you as well. But no, that clarifies things.
When you say, hey, somebody bumped me literally, I thought it was pretty clear that, he made physical contact, but clearly she didn't take it that way. So, I mean, it's kind of maybe miscommunication on my end, but I made it very clear on why I left, and she was still upset about that after the fact, and felt as though that, she didn't really have any control of the situation. And my problem with her was that all I wanted was a heads up. If there was a 10% chance, there's a 1% chance, let me know what's going on before I walk into this place. That way I'm aware of how to maneuver through the room.
I'll tell you this. It's a gray area situation. I think she's downplaying the 10%, but let's give her grace. Just if there's any chance the person's going to be there, let me know, and then move forward. And hopefully this situation doesn't repeat itself in any contest. Okay. But it doesn't sound like this is a bad relation. Now that I have the clarity that you just gave me, it doesn't sound like it's a bad relationship at all.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let it go, man, because I was like, this dude just tried me in front of all these people, man. I couldn't confirm if he bumped me on purpose or not, but I'm like, man, we're very intentional too. Like, we don't do stuff on.
He bumped you. He bumped you on purpose. You did the right thing, bro. Don't let nobody tell you that. You did the right thing by leaving. You grown men, fighting is different when you're grown. Fighting is different when you're grown. It's life or death now. It's not like you in middle school or high school anymore. It's like really life or death. That could ruin your life, getting into a fist fight with somebody like that. So it's like you did the right thing by leaving. He's the one who's extremely insecure and emotionally volatile by even bumping you. But if she also left him for you, I understand where that aggression comes from. It doesn't justify it though. I just understand it now.
Gotcha. No, I appreciate you giving me insight, man. I definitely was still thinking about it, kind of going into this week. My man, I just kind of felt like he kind of got, he kind of maybe left thinking he kind of punked me or got over on me, but I really just didn't want to cause a scene. I was like, I'm just leaving. I don't want to make this thing.
Yeah, don't worry about that. You know who you are. You don't gotta posture for people or even be concerned about how he thinks. You know the truth.
Yeah.
You know the truth. Sure. That's all that matters, bro. All right.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No problem, Chief. All right. I don't know, man. We'll see. That is a gray area situation, though. That is a gray area situation, especially with Shorty. There's too many unknown variables here, so I can't get a super accurate read. I can't get a super because we don't know what the context was where she left Buddy, because there are some guys who will get territorial even if they are talking to you. Or if they are in a relationship with you and then y'all end and they still want access to you and you move on and they just get aggressive over that. That also happens. So we just don't have enough data. Okay, he could have been set up, but how did they know each other? How did who know each other? Like both guys? We have to deal with this and make these decisions. Sometimes they're not always understood. Okay. What's up, Molly? I think he probably had like seen the dude before or seen the picture with him because it wasn't immediately obvious. But when he got bumped, he put two and two together. And I'm sure the other guy has been keeping tabs on his ex and probably has seen pictures on social media that she's posted with the previous caller. So, yeah, I'm glad he clarified that once he shared that the guy was being aggressive, that his girl changed her tune a bit. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. But man, oh man, I'm trying to put myself in that situation. I probably had to leave too. I ain't gonna lie, I probably had to leave too. I'm not leaving my girl with you. I'm not leaving my lady here. She gotta come as well. I'm good at de-escalating though. I'm really good at de-escalating. She knew if he did tell, he would not show up to the event and would have to come alone. Chrissy, I'm with you. I'm with you, Chrissy. It's just, we can't say that absolutely for certain. That's all. I try to be careful what I tell y'all because I don't want to give like the vibe that like this is 100% the situation. If it's possible, there's other explanations. But to your point, I do lean in your direction. But that's why I say it would be poor judgment, because if Buddy is aggressive like that, and even more importantly, if she did do him dirty and then leave him for someone else, like why would you put your man in that type of situation? Yeah, but I don't think I would have left without my lady. I would at least try. If I left without my lady, it's because I tried to get her to leave and she wouldn't leave. But the women who I would have dated probably would have left with me, to be honest. I've never had to deal with exes. Oh my God. Get your lady and then leave the country. Get your lady and then like leave the state at least. I've never ever been in that situation where I've had to see an ex. I shiver at the thought. No more calls, people. So people who are requesting, I have to log off soon, so no more calls. But yeah, I can't imagine that. Too many exes now? What you mean, Danny? Appreciate you, dude. My family would catch hell keeping the ex of mine around. Yeah, I want to know why he was there. Okay, he did say it was a bunch of shorty family. Like, why was he there in the first place? That's the clarity I really was seeking. That's the clarity I really was seeking. Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead. Close the door. Yeah, close the door. My nephew is obsessed with honey buns. And when he wants a honey bun, he don't give a shit what you're doing. He don't care. We have a talk when I go live and I'm watching them over the summer with my son. I'm like, listen, I go live, I'm coming here. He's like, I got you. All right, I'm coming here. Yeah. And he will abide by that until he wants that fucking honey bun. When them honey bun cravings come, he'll kick the door open. He will kick the door open. Bobby, where you been at? Number one. Number two. Danny has told me some unfortunate news. What's going on with the trip, man? What's going on with the trip? Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Uh-oh, here we go. It's excuses time. It's excuses time. It's always your people, man. You know these lives recorded, Bobby. I got the chat recorded. Oh, let's talk about the trip. I'm down. I'm going to go. Are you still coming? All right. Let's make sure. Making sure you're still coming. We got to have Bobby. We got to have Bobby in the building. Well, Bobby, you know how our people are, man. You know how our people are. We try to plan a trip somewhere. Everybody down, and then it's crunch time, and they like, actually, somebody stole my engine, and I gotta buy another one. Whole engine was stolen. Tried to start my car up, didn't hear no sound. Popped the hood, engine missing. Gotta pay for that. So I can no longer go to Myrtle Beach. What? Huh? I've had motherfuckers cancel the trip the day of. I said, what's going on, baby? You told me you was giving me gas. Yeah, man, just... You know how it is. You know how it is. It'd be our folks. Hold on, man. Who's sending heart emoji to CJ? Alicia. Alicia, how you doing, love? So what's going on between you and CJ? I don't like what I'm seeing, Alicia. Because I thought he said proud of government to remain no contact with my ex. So you're single. That's what you're saying. Is that what that means? You're still no contact with your ex. So that would imply that you were currently single. Just correct me if I'm wrong, Alicia. Just give me the data. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that what that means? Who was Brian? Hannah, chill out. That was a previous message. Yeah, I missed it. I don't really keep my eye on the chat like that. Bring out the spreadsheet again. The spreadsheet never left, baby. The spreadsheet never left. It just wasn't verbally spoken about. Isaac, why aren't you coming out to Dallas, bro? Mary wants to apply. Mary, I mean, you're invited. Everyone's invited to apply. Isaac, where are you located? I don't know. I don't know how long the flights take. I know you're overseas somewhere. I got family in Michigan. No, that's not close to Michigan. Yuck, by the way. Tell your family to move from Michigan somewhere else. London. I gotta go. I gotta come over there. Me and Danny are probably gonna go. Danny, you trying to do something like some across the pond excursions? Danny about to be my travel buddy, low key. Bobby, I'm probably gonna come out to Boston too, bro. For undisclosed reasons. So when that happens, I gotta link with you as well. But Danny gonna be the travel buddy for sure. Signal World Tour, baby. You know how we get down. You know how we get down. Hold on. Danny, I'll hit her up and see what's going on. Hannah, the question you asked about booking a call, no, Buddy has not booked one yet, so those callers cannot come up. All right, but I have calls coming up though, so I have to roll. I gotta chill for a bit before I hop on these coaching calls. So if you're new here, make sure to follow. I go live twice a day. I'll be live again tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time. If you never want to miss one of these streams, man, I mean, we stream these on YouTube daily. So link in bio for the YouTube is at The Signal Dating. You can go there, like, and subscribe. There's actually, for my anxious attachers out there, there's a masterclass video on anxious attachment that I just posted. So he already got it, Hannah. He's already licking his fingers right now. There's a video on anxious attachments. It covers like the 4 tips that I give paying clients how to effectively manage their anxious attachment. So if you are an anxious attacher, either man or woman, there's a link in my bio that goes directly to that YouTube video. So definitely check that out. And if you want your 1-hour coaching call to solve all your dating and relationship issues, this icon right here, hit that button below, shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If you are approved, because I don't take on everyone, I will send you a link to book your call. All right? Appreciate the mods, appreciate the chat. I will see you all tonight. Y'all take care.